How can average working citizens like us, how can we reform our unjust financial system to erode the wealth and power of big banks, traditional corporations, and the super rich, and redistribute that wealth and power to average working citizens without relying on politicians or regulations? This is the question we ask on the Crowd Effect podcast. I am your host, Paul Lovejoy, activist investment advisor and founder of Stakeholder Enterprise. For the last two shows, we have been discussing controlling our reactions. And we're going to continue this discussion of what we have control over in our financial system. So we talked about controlling our reactions to uh, the global financial crisis in 2008 and just controlling our reactions to the unjust financial system that we have today. And by controlling our reactions and stepping away from blame and anger, we are able to have a solution based mindset to direct our focus on. And when we react with love, we are now become an inspirational force because we now have the ability to be the change we wish to see in our financial system. So when you control your reactions, when we control our reactions, we are no longer reactive. Instead, we are proactive. So, what do I mean by that? Well, I am a father of two boys, and being a parent is, if you're a parent out there as well, it can be challenging just to get your kids to do simple things. There are all kind of routines that uh, every day that a parent has their kids go through. There's the morning routine of waking up and getting dressed, getting ready for school. And then there is an afternoon routine of them coming home and doing their homework and extracurricular activities and such. And then there's a nighttime routine of putting your dishes away and getting ready for bed and brushing your teeth and all that good stuff. And all of that takes parental effort. And in the beginning, I, as a parent, was struggling with that. I'm constantly telling my kids what to do. Hey, you gotta brush your teeth, you gotta put your dishes away, you gotta clean up. And um, and when they didn't do that, well, I was reacting with frustration and it didn't feel good. And when I reacted with frustration, you could tell it didn't make my kids feel good either. And so I didn't have control over my reactions, how I was reacting, and having gone through my own realization of controlling my reactions, I knew that something needed to change. And so, having great success with the books of Don Miguel Ruiz and some of the other companion books that I read, I knew I needed to look at parenting books. So I'm going through parenting books, and I'm noticing none of these books are telling me how to make my kids better. Instead, all of them are telling me how to become a better parent, and that really struck a chord with me. It resonated with me because it was again recognizing what we have control over and what we don't. Now, I don't have control over making my kids better, direct control. But if I focus on improving myself as a parent, being the best dad that I can be, um, then by doing so, then my kids will be better because I'm a better dad. and it's an indirect way to have control, is by being the change. And so I found that true. And so there was one book that I really enjoyed. It was by an author. Let me see her name, Noelle Janice Norton, and the book was Calmer, Easier, Happier Boys. She also has other books on calmer, happier, easier parenting, and um, anyways, I really liked the book because it really embodied this: be the best parent that you can be. Don't try and make your kids the best that they can be, because what I just explained. And there was something that I really, really liked about it, and it also resonated with me, was something. I don't remember exactly what she was calling it, but I call it announcing and acknowledging. And this is the principle that I learned from this book, was announcing and acknowledging. So when trying to get my kids to put their dishes away, that's what I would say: put your dishes away. And you know, that would be pretty much every day. Oh, put your dishes. And so that made me frustrated and angry. And so I reacted, well, okay, if you don't put your dishes away, then um, you're going to have a penalty from your iPad. So is when you're done with all your homework and all your other piano and the other extracurricular stuff, when they have free time, well, I'm going to give them a penalty, and that will be a punishment. And so that was a reaction, but it doesn't make me feel good. The kids don't feel good when I have this type of punishment associated with it. I've also tried, these star charts, um, but really, I see that as bribing. It's a bribe, and there's also a fear of not getting the bribe, not getting the reward, and it doesn't make me feel good using the star charts and this. Oh, if you do this, you'll get this reward, because what it ends up turning into is, oh, if you don't do this, then you don't get your reward. And so it's like a an indirect punishment type thing, passive aggressive um, punishment. So so that wasn't something that was in the cards for me, and that's why I really like the announce and acknowledge. So let's just continue with the dishes, because I ended up doing this with all the routines. But with the dishes, um, I decided that, okay, I am going to announce that I am going to put my dish away. And so that's what I did. I announced that I am putting my dish away, and then I walked over and I put it into the dishwasher, and um, nothing happened. The kids didn't put their dishes away, and that's because um, something else that I realized is that there is a difference between teaching and training. Teaching is demonstrating how to do something, and that's what I was doing. I was demonstrating, hey, I'm putting my dish away. This is what you should be doing. This is my training, is the repeating that over and over and over again. So, so by switching this perspective from teaching, because uh, initially when I tried this and it didn't work, again, I got frustrated, and fortunately, I knew that I needed to control this reaction of frustration, and instead um, react with love, accept, and understanding. So having this perspective, okay, that this is training, certainly helped me quite a bit. So uh, I the next night, I kept on doing it. Hey, I'm putting my dish in the dishwasher, and I did it, and nothing happened. Again, the next night, I am putting my dish, and then all of a sudden, my older child said, "Yeah, I know. You're putting your dish in the dishwasher. I'm going to as well." And so that kind of caught me by surprise. And then that was my announcement. When he put his dish in the dishwasher, I acknowledged him. "Oh, I see that you're putting your dish in the dishwasher. I see you." And you don't have to praise. That was something that the author Noelle Janice Norton was saying, that you don't have to praise them. It's just simply acknowledging. Humans, we want to be seen, we want to be recognized for what we're doing. And so I was simply acknowledging him. And having my older son do that, then it also modeled for my younger son, his younger brother, to follow suit. And so I would love to say that, and we all lived happily ever after, and they all put their dishes. No, it doesn't work like that. It's training. And so it is so much better, not just with the dishes, but doing their nighttime routine, and taking a shower. And I simply announce, um, hey, I don't hear the shower running. And then when I do hear I hear the shower running, and or, oh, I hear the you brushing your teeth. Oh, I see you are in your pajamas. There's no there's no telling anybody what to do. I'm not telling them what to do anymore. I just announce that, "Oh, I don't see you in your pajamas." And then I acknowledge when I do. And that happens for the morning routine. "Oh, I see um you're done with breakfast. You put your dish in the dishwasher. I see you getting dressed. I see you, getting your backpack on." Whatever it is, it's announcing and acknowledging. And this is what I mean about being proactive. Is uh, because when I controlled my reactions, and I was no longer frustrated or angry, and I was instead, um, uh, uh, I was no longer in a reactive place. I was in a proactive place. And when I was in a proactive place, now others had to react to me. And since I was being proactive, and coming from a place of love and acceptance, then the whole mood of the house changes. Everything changes. And it really showed me, exemplified how I could be the change just by being a better dad. Being a better dad made my kids indirectly calmer, happier, and easier. And and this ties it back into being the change to we want to see in our financial system. When we are proactive and are crowd investing, um, now the market has to react to us. So instead um, of people uh, going to a bank to get a loan, people are now saying, "Oh, I can get a loan through this crowd lending site." And the more people who are crowd lending, the larger the market share will happen. And it creates we're creating demand in a positive way, where the market has to react to us, because we demand more crowd investments, more crowd lending opportunities. And this is how we erode this wealth and power, uh, by being proactive. And we're not. We're not saying, "Oh, you're the you bank, you're the reason why the companies are getting exploited, or you're the reason why companies get exploitive companies get this funding." Well, by being proactive, we're taking away banks' market share. By being proactive, we are taking away uh, uh, the ability of the super rich and institutional investors from creating exploitive companies that only care about profit. Um, and so this is how important this is to understand what we have control over. Because if we just focus on what we have control over, which is our reactions and our actions, then that's how we become the change. And when we become the change, then the market and people react to us. Um, and so the whole mood has changed. I'm not angry or blaming big banks or traditional corporations because I know I'm having a positive effect on our financial system, and the market has to now react to what I'm doing. So that is going to be uh, the end of our episode today. And tomorrow, our next show, we are going to kind of wrap this all together about what we have control over and what we don't. We're gonna tie it all together, and I want you to remember that I'm a crowd investor, and I see you are one too. Also, I keep forgetting, but maybe you do want to discover the three secrets steps to reform our unjust financial system legally, ethically, and without confrontation. If you want to discover these three secret steps, then go to stakeholderenterprise.com.